and welcome to our channel. My name's Laura. I'm from Amethyst Light Therapies. So today we will be doing a pick a card reading for the rest of January 2023. So I will insert a picture of the three options and then you can make your choice from there. Try to just take a moment, take a deep breath, and when you're tuning in, use your intuition to make your decision. I'll see you on the other side. Welcome for those who picked the Rider-Waite Tarot or the rose quartz chunk. So this will be your reading for January. Okay. So this month is a focus on self-care, self-love, self-nurturing. Okay. Yes, because you have been one to juggle multiple tasks at once. You probably put your energy into many things all at once. You likely do everything for everyone. So you are encouraged for the month of January, regardless of if you've had a break over Christmas, probably not, but regardless if you've had a break or not, you are encouraged to really take care of yourself. Engage in self-care, nurture, loving yourself. Or this might be the space you have been in, and then comes a decision that you're needing to make. You can't keep going the way you have been going forever. Regardless of if you think you can keep juggling, the message of the Two of Pentacles is that something has to give. So you're encouraged to decide what is worth your time and your energy and what is not. And make a commitment, not only to yourself, to the choice you make. No umming and ahhing once it is done. As long as you're choosing from the heart, then that you can't really go wrong. That doesn't mean to say everyone will be happy with the decision you make, but this decision is up to you. The Hierophant talks about commitment, but it also talks about practicing what you preach. And so if you are one to tell people that they need to look after themselves more, then that is the message for you, that you must also do that. Yes, because things have not seemed as they should be, and you have also been in a little bit of a state of confusion, and that is because you have been running yourself into the ground. And maybe this is lingering energy from the past year, not getting enough sleep, rest, your mind wandering, fears and doubts playing upon your mind. The Moon card. It can talk about intuition, but the significant message popping or coming through is about choosing not only what energy you put into on the physical, but also what you put your energy into, the words you speak, the thoughts. Definitely, because the thoughts and the words that you speak, what you put out there, is what comes to you. If your state of mind is that you can't, that you're not good enough, for instance, that things will end up turning for the worst, that things won't work out. That's what you're putting out. If you want them to work, then you need to commit to it and see it positive. Not to say everything is always so easy, but don't expect things to fail, because that's the energy that you're sitting in. If you have that expectations, that's the energy you'll be sitting in. And then you have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands talks about going within, making sense of things. Those fears and doubts and insecurities I mentioned. If you haven't watched the collective reading, I encourage you to also watch the collective reading. They stem from when you were in a space that was not aligned with you, that was not resonant on a soul level. You were trying to fit a mold, and that's what we do when we're growing up, or when we're learning and moving through life. We try and fit certain molds until we recognize, hang on a second, I ain't gonna fit no mold. Why have I been spending all that time trying to fit into an image or a mold, into a box? And so shifts in perspective, figuring out what resonates with you now, because likely the worries are because things aren't right. Things aren't 100% aligned with you. You have been allowing behaviors, or you have been spending time in spaces that you really know that it's time for you to move on from, etc., wherever that fits for you. This is all coming back to self-care, maintaining your energy, your vibe. You owe it to yourself to operate in a space that is aligned with you and your best interests. And so, yes, there are decisions to make this month. From a space not only of from the heart space, because sometimes when you're just in that space and don't think about the logical steps that need to be taken, or see things clearly, or don't look at it from a clear perspective, when the heart is involved, there can be confusion as well. It's about getting the heart and mind aligned. Cutting out what does not serve you. Letting go of what is draining you and your energy. Being ruthless to a point, not being unreasonable and nasty, operating still from integrity, but still being ruthless. And this is talking about boundaries. Your boundaries are important. As you observe others' boundaries, so too should they observe yours. And if they don't, then that is your tell that things need to change, because that will shift you into a more balanced space emotionally. You'll feel less overwhelmed and also more open to new opportunities, whether it be in relation to relationships, or if this is to do with work or friendships, or even family, to be honest. Wherever that lands for you. But it sets you in a space of equilibrium and more in a positive alignment with more healthful connections, healthy connections. Feeling more emotionally stable and happy within yourself. I recommend you looking into the collective reading as well. But that takes a level of self-awareness, looking at things as objectively as possible, and also honestly when you look within, be honest with yourself, non-judgmental, but honest, and see where you could make changes, how you have been showing up. Maybe not even to others, but to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Learning or relearning about your needs, both emotionally, who you are as a person. Take some time to do an inner inventory. And last one. Oh, they want this one. Yes, because things will be more clearer when you do. And you'll realize that you're not stuck in an everlasting cycle. You can actually move forward at any time. It's just the fears and the doubts and that mental clutter clouding your perspective. There's some things you need to walk away from, but I feel like you will, and things will naturally fall away from your life this month that is in your best interests. Nothing that is meant for you. You will not miss out on anything that is meant for you. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. And so to finish off, we will pull an oracle card. This is the Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray. Yes, because you are being encouraged to move in a new direction. This card suggests that through your life you have jumped from space to space, perhaps nothing ever sitting quite right. Yep, I saw 1111 on the camera, so that confirms that for me. And so the reason for that is that there were lessons to learn, but also too, the reason for that is because you were needing to go within and discover what resonates, where you should be, what you should do with your life, etc., rather than following others' expectations, others' ideas about who you are, what you're good at even, because just because you're good at something doesn't mean that that's what you're meant to do for your life. Maybe there's something else that really resonates, but you do not have the courage, or you haven't been told that you're good at it. Maybe you've had a trauma in relation to it and you never pick it up again. Not speaking from experience, but that message is about finding out what you're meant to do, where you're meant to be, what you want to achieve, what calls to your heart, your soul. Because things will flow much easier when you do. So I'm wishing you all the best for the rest of the month of January. And I look forward to sharing further videos with you in the future. Take care. Welcome to those who picked the Shadowscapes Tarot by Barbara Moore, or this selenite heart with a lotus engraved on it. So these will be your messages for January 2023. If you haven't watched our collective reading for January, I encourage you to take a look at that. Okay. So it's interesting how so obviously the collective reading energy is showing up in these readings as well. So we have the Moon card. Now this is interesting because there's a slightly different message for this Moon card today, or for this reading, and this is talking about connecting with your intuition. I'm getting a sense that when you are asleep, or when you are meant to be sleeping, there is a lot of messages coming to you, downloads. If you haven't been doing your energetic protection or psychic protection before you go to sleep, I do recommend you do so, because you're needing a sanctuary in your space, so that you can get a good night's sleep as well. That's another message, because you are having some sleep disturbances. But the other message is that Spirit is trying to connect with you and bring through insight and messages, significant ones right now for you. You have asked for assistance and clarity, but also too, there is quite a significant shift to, perhaps this is on a spiritual level for some of you, or in your life, and Spirit is trying to guide you and bring through messages a lot of the times when you're asleep, but also to in your waking hours through synchronicities and symbols, music, that kind of thing. So just pay attention to that if you're unaware. And this is all about the next phase for you. You have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands talks about creation or manifestation on a more spiritual level. What is more aligned with you, your passions, etc. It's about putting energy into to see things move forward and progress. It's about potential for success, but you're needing to put the time in. There is a journey still to be explored or to be undertaken with this card. It's kind of like made the decision, taking that first step, but still having a road to go. Not to say that it's all a hard road, but there's still quite a ways to go. Yes, and this is about your independence, your passions, what calls to you on a spiritual level as well. This might be you undertaking a business of some sort or a passion project as well. Spiritual work. The Queen of Wands. This card is the Queen of Wands. I like this image of the Queen of Wands. It's very much a woman who is comfortable with herself, very connected to who she is or aware of who she is. Dances to her own tune. You're encouraged to step out and be seen. You've got a lot of Wands energy, the Five of Wands. So this card talks about stepping out of that chaotic energy and confusion. Likely there are many fingers in the pie, so to speak. Maybe there's a lot of differing opinions on what you should be doing right now from external sources. And you are encouraged to listen to your intuition. You know where you're meant to be going now. You know the path you are meant to take, but you have been listening to other people's opinions, or even if when they say that they intuitively feel that you should go in this direction or that direction, or hold up, nope, don't do that, or nope, that doesn't work. You're being told to take a step back from all that and listen to yourself, listen to your guides, your angels, your wisdom, your inner knowing. That is what you need to be doing right now. Trust yourself and your judgment. Because and I get a sense that you are very aware of your connection to spirit and how messages come through for you, or your intuition, at least for most of you who are watching this, I feel that. But there's still a tendency to negate your intuitive impulses because other people are telling that you that you're not right, or that they don't feel that is right. And so you're encouraged to stop doing that, because that's where the confusion and the doubt comes in. A lack of trust in yourself and confidence in the steps you take, because you're following someone else's process and someone else's path when you solely listen to their opinions, or when you do not listen to a strong feeling that you should go in this direction. And then you have the Nine of Pentacles. So you are encouraged to listen to your intuition, because you are preparing for an end of a phase. There are changes happening, and this is likely in the realm of work or finances, where you put your energy and time into what you are creating, what you bring to the world, your stability as well. And you're preparing for an end of a cycle. So this is why you are needing to listen to your intuition. You are needing to follow those instincts, because these endings are coming. And it's for the positive, though it might not feel so in the moment, but I'm feeling a significant ending approaching to make way for new energy and new beginnings. Because you have the Tower card, and this talks about a falling away of that which is not aligned any longer, that which is actually to your detriment, which is not meant for you. Even some things that are not part of your soul contract that you have adopted as your own, I'm being told, however that resonates. Yeah, there is some confusion that has been clouding progress and your ability to see the next phase or the next step. Universe has been nudging you to make these changes, and the Tower is coming. The Tower always gets a bad rep, but it is a very positive card in the sense of it shakes things up down to the foundations. Like, let's go of the rubbish, the debris, what is a distraction, what is draining your energy, what is actually counteractive, what is not working for you, for the highest good, what is not for the highest good, although it may seem to be so where you're at, but it's actually not. And so the Tower is coming. But on the other side of the Tower is the Star card. This talks about healing, wishes coming true. So it's interesting that on the other side of the Tower is the Star card. So it's like, this is because you have asked for this. But the Tower needs to happen. This needs to happen before your manifestations, your wishes, your dreams, your success, your fulfillment comes to you. So it's for the positive, but understand it might feel uncomfortable. And so you went from the Three of Wands back to the Two of Wands. Because, okay, so I'm getting a sense of that you have made a decision but have gone slightly on a tangent. And you know that it's not quite where you want to go, but you have still taken that step. And now you're looking out at the horizon and realizing this is going to be a journey. And I've done so much already. I've put so many things in place. Why now is it going to be a journey again? Things should be in a much more positive or fulfilled space, and they seem to be not. And that's because you need to go back to that decision and recognize that you have been listening to too many other opinions. And it's about going back, going within and, maybe taking a step back, reassessing, because the vision that you had got interfered with. And so while it might feel like you're backtracking, it's actually writing your course for a much more easy flow and a much more fulfilling journey ahead. Much more aligned with your best interests. So that is positive. Very positive. But understand you have not wasted time, because this has been a lesson that you've needed to learn for a reason. So don't think that you have made such a big mistake that you have wasted time, because there's no wasting of time. Everything has a purpose, as long as we are not unconscious of it. Okay, on that note, an oracle card to finish off. So this is from the Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray. Okay, you got the Wise One. So this confirms that all this has been for a purpose, that you have needed to learn some lessons and glean wisdom, but also reconnect with that inner wisdom, that inner knowing, higher knowing even. The Wise One talks about also stepping into your shoes. It's kind of like you have been trying to cram your feet into tiny, tiny shoes, ones that don't fit you. And so this is talking about standing tall, putting your feet in the shoes that fit. Growing within your current situation. Yeah. And this alludes to playing small. It's time to recognize that you have a lot of wisdom and experience and understanding to share with others. But it's also about just trusting in your ability to make decisions, trusting in your own wisdom, your own abilities. Trust in it. They have been divinely given to you. You have also worked hard for the experiences that you have, or the lessons that you have learned. You have the wisdom that you have gleaned. You have worked hard for it. You have worked hard for the progress, but you still think that you're this big, but you've made so much progress. And so really, you're still playing the small card when you're needing to recognize the growth that you have achieved already, if that makes sense. You are the wise one in your life. Yes, we can look at, or we can ask people for their opinions, we can ask people for guidance, go to readers, healers, etc. But there is a discernment that you still, you need to still have discernment and not ignore that own inner knowing, that intuition that you have, that this resonates with you or that resonates with you. So wishing you all the best for the rest of the month of January, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. Hello, and welcome to those of you who picked the Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman, or this pyramid with the chakra points. Okay, so these will be your messages for January 2023. And if you haven't taken a look at our collective energy January reading, I encourage you to do so. Okay. Almost there. Yep. Okay. 3 of Coins. So this card is encouraging you at this time to focus on your abundance, putting energy into your work, what you're creating, your life you're creating for yourself. You likely might be collaborating with others, but you are also encouraged to be mindful of who you're working with. Use your intuition and discernment when taking on new tasks and new roles as well. There are some decisions to make with the Chariot card in the realm of stability, perhaps your work. You are searching for more firmer foundations right now, but you are needing to make a decision because things are not moving at the moment, or they are dependent on the decisions you make. The movement is dependent on the decisions you make. Yep. Things have likely been difficult for you, particularly last year and maybe a couple of years before, which is no surprise, but they have made you very apprehensive about making new decisions, investing time, energy, money, committing to new ventures, because things haven't panned out and there's been disappointments as well. I'm getting a sense of being confident in your ability to move through or navigate through the terrain of the journey ahead. Past issues or past hurts, the only control they have on you in the moment is that mental space they take up, the fears, the doubts. With the Three of Swords, you are encouraged to get clear about what you want, and also recognize that while things didn't pan out in the past, it wasn't because you are not deserving of good things in your life. It's not because you were undeserving. There were external factors, and also it wasn't quite right for you then. And the external world was not conducive to stable and long-term progress. And the Princess of Swords. Yeah. There's been some shifts in perspective for you. I feel like you have perhaps also had to do a lot of heart healing, or if you haven't, I'm feeling called to encourage you to do so. But the Princess of Swords is an energy of learning the truth, learning to communicate your feelings, your wants, your needs, your desires in a clear way, unashamedly. Yeah. Which then rings true with that Three of Swords, because the past is influencing the present for you at the moment, which is keeping things stagnant. So the decision also that you're needing to make, and whether this be with regards to a long-term relationship or this is to do with work, the decision you make is about what you're needing to make is what is first recognizing what will give you a sense of security, stability, and also clearly communicating your feelings. Learning how you can, without sounding like you're having a go at someone, just being able to be honest. And the Nine of Wands comes out, which talks about preparing for the end of a cycle. And all the colours of these cards are the colours of the chakras. And this one is Sacral Chakra, which is very much where we store our unexpressed emotions, which can be connected to past hurts. But also it is our passions, our sensualities, even our desires. It's our joy for life. And so where that has been suppressed in the past, that cycle is no more. And so you're being encouraged to prepare for the end of that. You've done the healing that has been needed to move out of that energy. Not to say there's not more healing that could be done. And the Temperance card talks about going with the flow and healing and patience. But this feels like it's talking about patience with yourself. Being patient with yourself. You have been through some difficulty. And so it's understandable that you are at times reserved, at times a bit wary. But it is safe for you to open up. Take your time. It's safe for you to be seen now. You have learned a lot. You're encouraged to step into your power now. What occurred in the past will not happen again. Whether this be relationships, friendships, work, see how that fits. But you got the High Priestess card, which talks about being in balance. But the High Priestess is very much connected to her intuition, higher knowing. This is less to do about earthly matters and more to do with spiritual lessons, knowledge, expansion. But I feel like your experience on the physical level has created a depth of understanding and reconnected you with some spiritual understandings, or opened you up to some spiritual understandings. But you have got to that point. The only thing is, are you ready to completely let go of the past and embrace the moment? Because there's much potential here for success. The Two of Swords is about a decision, but I'm getting this as in that you are holding yourself back. You are safe and you have the ability to make so much out of this situation now, or this relationship, or this work endeavor. See it how it fits. But you just have not been willing to put down those swords just yet, just in case. I want to pull one more. Princess of Cups. Yeah. It's safe. This card is telling me that it's safe for you to be vulnerable now. And I mean, be discerning with that, obviously. But this card is about honest communication in the realm of feelings as well. Understanding yourself, how you feel, you as an emotional being, because humans, we're emotional. Physical, we're emotional, we're mental, spiritual. There is a heart opening occurring, but you're apprehensive about it a little bit. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is in the realm of relationships, and quite significant ones, whether it be that you're preparing for a relationship coming in for you soon, or that you are in the early stages or in a relationship, but you're needing to open up on a deeper level and understand that it is safe for you to do so. And that's if you really do truly feel that this person that you're with, that you trust them. I mean, this could be alluding to business partnerships or that kind of thing too. But this is how the energy and the messages are flowing. So I'll continue down this path. And Oracle card. This is a different space that you're in now. It's kind of like you're learning about who you are in this space. As in, there's some surprises of what you can bring to the party, I think. You are surprised with yourself. You never thought you'd be able to get to this point. And so then, give yourself a pat on the back and credit where it is due, because you've worked hard to get to this point, and it's taken a lot of effort and courage on your part. So understand that. And then as I say that, you receive the Warrior card, which talks about being fearless and strong. See, when you go through difficult experiences, on the other side of them, you feel like you feel like you're weak, or sometimes, you feel like, because things have affected you and you might have trauma or triggered responses, that kind of thing. But you have gotten through those times. And while you need to give yourself the space to heal, to come back to a sense of wholeness, understand the lessons, don't forget that you are strong and that you have fought to get to where you are, to get on the other side of those experiences as well, regardless of the lingering effects. Because as a warrior goes into battle, they rarely come out unscathed. So they too do have to go through a healing process, right? Wow, that is an epiphany. Yes. Be fearless and stand strong. This is about being empowered. Standing strong in who you are, confident who you are. You've taken a lot of knocks to get to this space. So own those scars, those medals, those trophies, whatever. Own it. I feel like I want to pull one more, which is interesting because I pulled it from the back of the deck. The Stag. This is a wonderful card to receive. The Stag is an animal very much connected to spirit. This card is talking about trusting, thriving, allowing yourself to prosper, to thrive, to receive all the good coming to you, to enjoy these beautiful moments, because you do deserve it. Trust that you are meant to have a beautiful life, beautiful relationships. Enjoy what you are doing. Have sacred moments. Trust that you deserve that. Things don't have to be hard forever. So allow yourself also to get into that space of fulfillment, thriving. Sometimes we expect always to do the hard slog. And so we are operating from a space of reacting to everything rather than appreciating small moments, when we can take the time to appreciate small moments, we shift our energy and our perspective and recognize that we can have enjoyment, fulfillment, even in the smallest of moments. And so I'm going to leave that with you today. Wishing you all the best for the rest of the month. Take care and see you soon.